Chevrolet 2500 HD with all kinds of lights on. But the reason it's here is that he says it needs new knock sensors put in it. So we're going to do a quick scan to see what we've got here as far as codes go and kind of go from there. He's already ordered the knock sensor kit, which is the two in the side of the block and the two in the top of the block. At least I think that's what there is. There's 4 of them all together, it looks like. And it looks like that's where they go. You know, I'm no expert at any of this. So let's see what codes we got. And it looks like we've got a P0300 random multiple cylinder misfires and a P0442 evap leak. So I guess let's go for a test drive and see how this thing runs. As you can see here, it's another beautiful day here in Indiana. Seems to drive pretty nice. So we got 187,000 miles on it. Well, this thing seems to be running just fine. Don't know exactly what's going on with the codes that it has. My first inclination is to check and see what the cylinders are doing. More specifically, what the coils are doing. Are they all firing correctly? That's my first inclination. Could be all wrong, who knows? Like I keep saying, I'm no expert at all of this. I just got a decent knowledge of what's going on, and I kind of go with my gut and my intuition after that. So I'm gonna get back to the barn here and pull up some PIDs here and see what we've got as far as the cylinder misfires, if there's something specific, one specifically that's doing it, or what. Got to start there. I just don't want to just throw parts at it, even though he's already purchased them. That's what he wants to put on. I still want to do a little bit of diagnostics on it. My little scan tool doesn't support cylinder misfires, so I guess we're going to have to get the big scan tool out to see if we can't get any information that way. Well, you'd think, being a GM guy, I would know a little bit more about GM engines. Earlier in the video, before I went on a test drive, I mentioned I was going to put the knock sensors in it, and I mentioned that I was going to put the 2 in the side of the block, and got to thinking about that. I'm not sure that there are. There could be, but I just can't really remember. But the reason I said that is because I had this, and when I looked at it in the package, I thought those were sensors, and now that I get to looking at it, all they are connectors. So, and then these are the 2 sensors that for whatever reason, I thought were inside the block, but I'm pretty sure they don't. So I probably sound like a total idiot, and I don't know a daggone thing, and that's probably kind of true, but I do have a little bit of experience working on cars, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to forge through it and hope that it comes out all right. So with that being said, got to do kind of some of the obvious things here. We got to take the intake track off, cover, fuel lines, some other evap stuff, evap line. Like there's some connectors there at the back. I'm not 100% sure what they are. And just some other basic stuff. This is it's the throttle by wire, so we gotta take that loose. So, I guess no better time now to get started. I'm going to try a little trick here. Instead of taking the cooler lines loose off the bottom of the throttle body, I'm just going to take these 3 bolts loose and see if that will just come forward far enough to clear the studs. Just take it off that way. That way I don't even mess with those those coolant lines. See what happens. Alrighty, we're halfway done. Now all that is left is clean up, put the new knock sensors in, maybe see how hard it is to get that loose and put that back on the intake. You can see this was already broke. Imagine that. So I guess let's get to cleaning up and start putting it back together. Alrighty, here are the old ones. Here are the new ones. Why I'm showing you this, I have no idea, but there they are nonetheless. I guess maybe it's just kind of the halfway point of what we're doing here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to put those back in. We've got a new wiring harness to go along with them. Get those put back in there. Maybe find out if there's something I can do with getting that off. And just do a little bit more cleanup, and I do believe we'll be ready to start putting everything back together again. Well, I got this thing off here. That's kind of one of the reasons why I did that like I did, because I wanted to take this off and clean out all that carbon buildup behind the throttle blade. Just makes that a lot easier. So if anybody's wondering why I took that off and tried doing it the way I did, that's why. Okay, doing this that way isn't working nearly as well as I was hoping, because I don't have much length in that. So I'm just going to do it like normal and take it loose there and take it and clean this up on the bench. That way I can do it right. Just always trying to find something a little bit quicker. Didn't turn out too bad. I think it's just easier to just go ahead and take it loose and take it off the front of the intake and do it this way than it is to leave it on there and try and do it. Well, we are ready to start reassembly of everything. We've got the heads cleaned off best we can. Got the new knock sensors in, new wiring harness. We've got the throttle body all cleaned up and ready to go. And we've got the intake cleaned up with new gaskets. Well, crap. You ever just have one of those days? Yeah, I think that's today for me. Well, I don't think that fall did any major damage to anything. Thank God. Don't see anything. The fuel rail and everything's still bolted on. Didn't break. Stuff all looks good. That's on there. These studs are good. Flip it around here and see what we got. Try not to drop it. That's all on there. Those are on there. Good, those are good, those are good. Those are good. I think all that happened, we broke that little fin off, and it's like this on that side. Broke it right there. Yeah. Talk about not feeling all that great. Wow. Anybody says video when something while you're trying to work on something is easy, especially when you're first starting out, they are wrong. I'm unorganized, crap everywhere, cameras in the way. It takes a total different train of thought to video stuff while you're trying to work on it. You're just coming out and doing the work. They got a totally, I guess, but there's quite a few other things you got to think about while you're trying to shoot a video and trying to repair and do repair work. That's for sure. We've got a newfound appreciation for guys who do this and make it look easy, because it is not easy at all. I don't know how, but I managed to do it. I got the intake manifold back on there. It is bolted down. So we've got to now start reconnecting everything, and I think that we are ready to fire this thing up and see what we screwed up. So far, so good. Keep the exhaust leak. These things always tend to run a little weird after you clean those throttle bodies out like that. They tend to kind of hunt around a little bit looking for where they want to keep where they want the throttle blade to be. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna call it a night. So here this morning, I'm gonna clear the codes out of it. Put the top back there on the engine cover back on the top of the engine there. And take it for a drive and see how it does. See what happens. Well, the test drive went fine. It runs fine. No issues. So that's going to be a wrap on this video. Thanks for watching.